Welcome back to the Tree of Life Crochet Along. This is going to be part 92 of the Crochet Along, and we are done with the second trees graph, or the trees graph for the second time, and now we need to do the buffer rows between the trees graph and the border before we start the border, and it's only 3 rows. And here it says to make 20 half double crochets and then 8 single crochets and then 20 half double crochets in each repeat for 2 rows. And then for the 3rd row you make a single crochet in each stitch across. And I'm kind of questioning this. It doesn't make sense to me, but I'm going to follow these directions anyway, because the pattern has been correct, and if it doesn't turn out right, then we will just undo it and make it all single crochets. But you know, I'm not the pattern maker, and they know what they're doing. I don't. So I'm just going to, here are my written instructions. They're pretty plain and easily understandable, but I wrote them down anyway so I can make my little check marks and keep up with where I am. Okay, and this is how it's looking so far on the front. And see, we need a few rows after the branches up here, like we have a few rows at the bottom before we started the trees graph. And this row is going to be on the back of the work. Okay, move this around, and I'm going to start with my 20 half double crochets. I turned and put a single into that stitch, so I'm going to turn back and put a half double instead of a single. So I'm going to take it out, and I don't know if you've already done this or not. Okay, there's that last single of the trees graph. Now I'm going to turn, chain 1, turn, and yarn over, and into that first stitch I'm going to put a half double crochet. Okay, just like so. The half double is yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, then you have 3 loops on your hook, and then you yarn over and pull through all 3, and there's the half double crochet. Alrighty, so we've already done 2 of them, and we need 20 half double crochets. Whoops. Don't forget to yarn over 3, 4, 5. Okay, give me 20 half double crochets and I will meet you right back here at number 20. Alrighty, I have done 19 and I have 1 more half double left to do. And that last half double crochet is going to end up 1 stitch before this first post stitch. Okay, and now we're going to do 8 single crochets. Okay, so into the top of that post stitch, 1 single crochet, and keep going to the next stitch, 2 single crochets, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and number 8 is going to land us right on top of that next post stitch. So number 8 single crochet. So we've done 20 half double crochets and 8 single crochets, and now we're going to do 20 more half double crochets. So we're going to yarn over and go into that very next stitch and make 20 half double crochets. That was my first one. 2, 3, 4, 5, and I will meet you back here at half double crochet number 20. Alrighty, I've completed my 20 half double crochets, and I'm going to check it with my stitch marker, and it should line up one stitch before the stitch marker. Okay, and now I'm going to repeat what we just did. I'm going to make 20 half double crochets, and then 8 single crochets, and then 20 single crochets for each repeat. That means for this blanket that I'm doing, I have to do that twice more. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I will see you for the next row. Alrighty, I am to the end of row 56, or the first row after the trees graph and before the border, and we put in our 20 half double crochets, and then 8 singles, and then 20 half doubles per repeat. And now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to turn and put a half double crochet into that very first stitch right there. And we're going to do the same thing that we did on the last row. We're going to make 20 half double crochets, and then 8 singles, and then 20 more half doubles, and we're going to do that for each repeat. And we already have our first half double in. We need 20, 2, 3, 4, 5 half doubles, go all the way up to 20, and I'll meet you right back here at number 20. Alrighty, I've made it to number 19 half double crochet. I'm going to put in my number 20. Okay, and I'm thinking they're having us put in these half double crochets on these couple of rows to get ready for the border, because I think the border is half double crochets. Okay, we've already done our 20 half doubles for this row, and now we're going to start on 8 single crochets. We're going to go into the very next stitch here, and we're going to do 8 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 single crochets, and now we're going to do 20 more half double crochets. So yarn over and put a half double crochet into that very next stitch. That's our first one. 2, 3, 4, 5, go all the way up to half double crochet number 20, and I will meet you right back here at number 20. Alrighty, I'm up to 19, and now I have one more to do. One more half double crochet in the next stitch. That's 20, and I'm going to check it against my stitch marker, and I'm going to make sure it lines up with my stitch marker, which it does. And I think that they had us put in these half double crochets to make it straighter before the border, because it's looking straighter now, straighter at the top edge. Okay, compare that. Let me take out my crochet hook. Compare that to this very next one. that only has one row of the half doubles in it. Okay, and that one's definitely more curved. And if you noticed in the previous videos, it's more curved than this. So I'm thinking they know what they're doing, and I'm glad I just followed the directions, and it's definitely helping straightening out the edge. So that's, they know what they're doing. I don't. I'm just following the directions. So I'm going to let you finish this row. It's 20 half double crochets, and then till you get to right about here, and then 8 single crochets, and then 20 more half double crochets per repeat on this row. And then I will meet you on the next row, which is the back side, and the next row we will just be doing single crochets. Okay, so I'll see you in the very next row as soon as I'm done with this row. Alrighty, I am to the end of row 57, or the second one with the half double crochets in it, after the trees graph, and oh my goodness, you guys, look, it straightened right up. It straightened right up. The people who wrote this pattern, they know exactly what they're doing, and they're amazing. So we are ready for the next row, which is just single crochet, and then after that we'll be ready to do the border finally. Okay, so for the next row, what we're going to do is chain 1, and we're going to turn and put a single crochet into that first stitch. Okay, alrighty, now I'm going to turn my entire Afghan to the back of the work, and I'm going to put in a single crochet into each stitch across. Okay, so it'll be 48 single crochets per repeat. Okay, and I already have my first one in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to keep going. It certainly is easier to do single crochets than it is to do the half doubles. It just takes less time and it's easier on the hands. And just put in a single crochet in every single stitch across, and I will meet you in the very next video, and we will get started on the border.